Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to my yet another video. And I am still stuck at the home here. I wasn't able to go out anywhere in the mountains, and I'm already itching to do. I had some family commitments. So what I thought I'm gonna do today is to come to a tiny park not that far from my home, like about 10 minutes drive, and try to see if I can find any interesting compositions that I haven't seen before. It's gonna be a bit tricky. It's not a big place. It's not particularly full of variety of different shots that you can have, but I guess that's gonna be a challenge for today. Try to clear your mind and see something different. So yeah, wish me luck with this one. Alright, I think I found a composition. I'm not entirely sure. It kind of looks okay on a back screen. We'll see what happens when I'll get back home and see on a computer. But basically, it's a very similar image that I took when I was here a few months ago, which is essentially just like a field of, I'm not even sure what the farmers are growing here. And basically, what you have is this field of these plants, wherever that stuff is, and in the distance, what you have is all these beautiful trees with all the autumn colors. Like you have greens, a little bit of yellow, orange, and behind them you have like these hills that kind of are beautifully illuminated by the setting sun. I think the sunset is about in about half an hour, so I don't have much time. So yeah, the only problem is that there are power lines going right across the trees, which is not ideal. I suspect I might gonna have to use a Photoshop to get rid of these power lines, but so far the shot is quite interesting. So let me show you what I got here on my back screen. That's essentially my composition here. As you see, you got the mountains in the distance, in the background, and then basically a mid layer you have all these beautiful trees, and in the foreground all this stuff growing in the farm field. And I overexposed it a little bit so that it would be a little bit easier for you to see, but I'm going for f5.6 and I'm underexposing it by 2 stops because the sky is quite harsh. So yeah, let's go. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna stick with this one spot because I'm losing the light quite quickly. I probably got, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes of light left. So if I'll start walking around, I'll definitely gonna miss any shots at all. So probably I'm gonna stick in this spot and wait for the blue hour, and I'll see if the image will improve and see if the blue hour version of this image is any better than the one that I just took like 5 minutes ago with the golden hour. So yeah, that's the plan. Okay, I think I lied. And I was basically standing in the same spot, still waiting for the sun to go down, and I think it's almost there. Got still a few minutes, and I kind of turned around and I saw these beautiful trees in a distance. They all these beautiful colors, like yellow and orange. And then even further away behind them, there are these pine trees, kind of hidden by another layer of trees, with these very sharp tops, kind of peaking just above the regular trees. So I thought maybe I should just relocate. So what I've done, so I took my tripod, just basically stepped maybe, I don't know, 10 feet and looked back at that direction, and now I'm kind of zoomed all the way in at 200 mil, and I think that might be an interesting composition. Nothing too special, but I think it's a good one. And there is beautiful colors in the sky. You're already starting to have like all the blues and pinks and so on, and I think it might be a good shot. It would be better if I had a even longer lens, maybe like 400 mil or something like that, to compress the perspective even more. But I guess that'll do. I'm gonna have to crop in a Lightroom a little bit. So yeah, the light is gone, but I might be able to extract something out of this. So yeah, here's my composition. So as you see, that's basically my composition. I try to position all the trees very down low at the bottom third of my composition here, and the 2/3 of the top is reserved for the sky. You have like really beautiful colors in the sky. So yeah, I'm focusing on the trees in the distance, and I'm going for a 5.6, and I'm underexposing by 1 stop, and here you go. Alright, the colors back that way where the mountains are, it's not particularly interesting. It's kind of all washed out. So I was about to pack all my stuff and head back towards the car park, and I thought that it might be an interesting image if I try to zoom in and photograph the same road that leads towards the car park, and kind of zoom all the way in at 200 mil. There are beautiful trees from either side, and the sky, the colors in the sky are still great. So that's exactly what I've done. I just set up right almost in the middle of this path leading towards the car park, and I'm kind of zoomed all the way in and focusing on the trees. So that might be an interesting image. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So this is basically my composition here, and as you see, you got this road leading in the distance. It's kind of zigzagging, making this sort of interesting S-curve, and you have these beautiful trees from either side with all these beautiful colors, and the sky is still kind of interesting, still have beautiful colors in it with the blue and pink. So yeah, I'm basically focusing on the trees, and I'm going for f5.6, and I'm underexposing by 1 stop, and ISO 100, and there you go. Alright, so I guess that's gonna be it for today. The sun went down, I lost the light, and the sky is not particularly that interesting over the hills that I was shooting first thing. And yeah, I took a few images. It's surprising how many different compositions you can find within the basically 10 feet radius. That's I guess one of the challenges that everyone should try and see how creative you are, how many interesting shots you can find. So yeah, that's gonna be a bit short one for today, and if you found this video interesting, I guess consider subscribing, share, drop a suggestion if you got one, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.